What's up YouTube, Throttling here. Today I got another video. If you guys remember, I have a 3080 in my one rig that is, if you can see it down there, thermal throttling like crazy. It's 47 megahertz, 153 watts. And this is a non-LHR 3080, so I'm gonna open this up, pull the GPU off of this rig. I'm gonna have to take it out of the tent probably, since it's down bottom, like right there behind those two fans. And I have, of course it's on the bottom one. Inside this rig I have a LHR 3060 Ti that I'm gonna take out of it and put onto this rig, and then put the 3080 into here, and I'll see if it is still thermal throttling inside of an Octominer. I think it's going to, but maybe I can just squeeze a little bit more hash rate with passive cooling. Downside is I'm gonna have to shut this rig off to move it, to get to this rig, and shut this one down. And I'm also gonna have to shut this one down, but it's also scorching down here, if you can see the temperatures. So 99 on that one, 101 on this one. The one inside my tent was this one, and I think it needs a battery. I gotta order some, so I don't have anything in there. But I'm gonna go ahead and shut them down here. So we have, what I'm gonna do is stop the miner on the 3 that I want to, and let them cool down for a second. And then I'm gonna shut them off. And you can see this 3060 Ti right down there is actually my LHR one at 55.12 megahash. I had to overclock, so I'm gonna write them down and save them. But it's pretty close, I believe, to the overclocks that I probably have on the other card. Let's look. I have 1350 at 1600. And this one I have nothing on it, so I'll change those to 1300 and 1600. So let me get these rigs. I'm gonna get this one out. The miners are off and they're cooling off. So hopefully, maybe by the end of this video, this will come and be a little bit cooler than what they're at now. So let me go ahead and shut these down. You can see the amps went down, so they are not mining right now. Cards are probably cooling off, so I can go ahead and shut them down and then start moving them now. I might just mount this one vertically back here, get the monitor out of the way, and then when I get this one back together, just have it vertically next to it, pointing the air. So it's pulling the air from the other side over to here, and then out that exhaust fan that I got over there. I know the install's pretty crappy, but it works. So after realizing that I put these on, I can't vertically mount them, so they're gonna stay like this. I'm gonna have them just pointed this way towards that. I'm gonna pull them forward a little bit so it doesn't hit my exhaust ductwork here. So they're probably gonna sit where this one is, and this is Frankenstein. So I'm gonna leave this one probably on the bottom. So I'm just gonna work on it like this. And this rig, I can probably work on it while it's still in the tent. It's pretty risky working on it over top of functioning rigs, but I think I can get that 3080 out and the 3060 Ti in without taking it out of the tent. I can reach back with a screwdriver and get it all out. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that and get this apart, and then I'll show you guys the card that I'm looking to put in here and make sure that we have the power for it. So here we have it. We got the 3080 out, and this one just pretty much thermal throttle right away. I got the riser still down there, and then this is my LHR 3060 Ti. The rest of these are all non-LHR cards. Now this rig has been pretty stable, so I'm going to take this one out, change the overclocks on, since I know which one it is, change the overclocks on the other rig, since I know where this was going to go. Now this one only requires 2 8-pin connectors, so that's probably all I'm going to put on it, unless I have another one stuffed down here. I'm going to check and run 2 different power cables to this one. just for power delivery and a peace of mind, as far as knowing it's going to get adequate power, knowing that I'm not going to be stressing a cable too much, pumping it at 220 some watts. These should be fine at that, but I like to be safe than sorry, so I'm going to do that and try and pull a cable. If not, I have this one that might reach it, and this is an Octominer cable. If not, I have other parallel miner cables that will work on this breakout board. So I'm going to finish getting this card out, and then I'm going to get it installed on here, and then we'll look at it in the computer. I'll get this one into here, and then we'll look at that one in the computer also before I go ahead and put it all back together. Now, I am just going to put it together because worst case, I have to downclock this card and still leave it at about 50 megahash a second, 55 to 60 megahash a second, until I can get either thermal pads or some type of copper plate or aluminum plate for this and modify it. But let's go ahead and just change this out and see where we're at and get the overclock set. Now, I will just copy these ones over, so here we go. So I got the gigabyte card in, I plugged in the network cable, and I did set the overclock, so I just gotta plug the power cord in. There's the LHR 3060 Ti, and that will be going into the other rig. This should gain power, make sure everything is working, fans kicked in, gigabyte card on, ORS card on. Now, I did find two solo 8-pins, so it's ran that way with two separate strands instead of just the one dual 8-pin. I did change the overclocks in, so this 3060 Ti will set right to the gigabyte one once it is registered, so I'll give it a minute to register. So there we have it, it's registered. I closed the case on it, as you can see, but it is registered. It spiked to 106 almost immediately, so I'm pretty sure we're in the same boat here, and it's at 108 at 165 watts, so I'm definitely going to be needing to modify this. My fans are at 60 something, which they will spike up with the memory temperature, but it's going to ping 100 Celsius, so I may have to up the fans on it, but I will definitely be ordering something to modify this card. It'll probably just throttle for a while, but let's get this card. I had to move it down, but let's get this card onto the rig and get that running. I didn't really get too far. The miner's running. I didn't get this in, and I was getting miner crashes. Now, it happened really fast, and it's probably my 3080 spiking. I upped the fan to 100, and it's at 108, but then this wasn't going too long and the miner would crash with an error, so I'm probably gonna have to pull that 3080, but my fans just kicked up really fast, so I don't know if that's reporting accurately, because they are probably at 100% right now, just blowing air through it. Maybe they didn't do it at first, I don't know, but there you go. They ramped up, but I'm still throttling like crazy on that card. And there's the error. T-Rex instant wasn't validated. So I'm gonna pull that card, put the 3060 Ti back in it. And this one was running on the other rig, so I'll probably just leave it on there for now until I get the parts in to modify this. Well, it's sad to see it back this way, but 3060 Ti is back in. I'll check the miner in a minute, and 3080 Ti is out, but I guess they can't always be a win in the crypto mining. Sometimes you just gotta fail by trial. And then this one, I don't know, maybe pads, maybe a copper plate, maybe an aluminum plate. I'm not sure yet for it, but let's get this booted up, check it, make sure everything is good, and get it back together. And we are back up and running with the cars right back where they were. I do have to power this one back on. I'm gonna leave them like this, just blowing towards that exhaust fan. I do need to work on a couple of rigs. I wanna do some things to this one and this one. Obviously, I'm gonna get the 3080 in it once it's modified, just so I have a full non-LHR rig again. This one's all non-LHR. This one only has that LHR 3060 Ti, and then my other TUF Nuts rig's all non-LHR, so I'd like to keep them non-LHR. I think the LHR unlock puts a little strain on the Octominer, in my opinion. I haven't proven that, but I think it does. So let me get this GPU back on a rig since it was mining and get it back in it and going again. Well, it's back in there. I don't know if you can see the Gigabyte logo down there, and it's up and running back at 53.3 mega hash, 106 C on the memory. I did lower it to 160 watts just to keep some power out of it. So I'm just gonna leave it there, and I'm gonna zip my tent back up and pretty much let it rock. So hopefully the fans don't get caught on anything, because I have had my tent, oh, it's just like that. It gets sucked into the fans. Let me fix that. And there we go, all fixed. I got my potato chip clip bag, holding my tent flap open just a little bit to get some air in. I try to shut it a little bit just to keep the air kind of sucking out through the exhaust. And then my rig over there with the cards on it and other rigs. So unfortunately, that's it for this video. I was not able to get my 3080 going, so thanks for checking this video out. Hopefully I can get some stuff in soon to modify this 3080 here and get the hash rate up and be able to overclock it some and actually get the close to 100 mega hash a second out of it. But thanks for checking this video out. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Stay tuned for more.